The flags of the nations frame a scene of intense activity on an airfield near Silverstone in Northamptonshire this bright May morning. Here on this British motor racing circuit, the world's leading aces, with their supercars, mobile workshops, team managers, mechanics, and all the paraphernalia which must accompany them, are preparing for the greatest of all races, the Grand Prix d'Europe. They are here from Italy, France, Switzerland, Belgium, Siam, Era, and the Argentine, and of course Great Britain. It's a great and colourful day for British motorsport. This year, the Royal Automobile Club has been granted the honour of organising this Battle of the Giants, the first time ever that the title has been permitted to leave France or Italy. In the paddock, mechanics and even the drivers give the final touches to the cars, while in the shade of the marquees a suitable welcome is prepared for the vast concourse of 100,000 people who will attend the race. It's a great motorists' get-together day, a day for parties, official and private. We look in for a moment at a cocktail party given by the Guild of Motoring Writers to the foreign press and officials. Colonel F. Stanley Barnes, clerk of the course, slips in to meet old friends, as does John Cobb, holder of the world's land speed record. We pick out that internationally famous figure, Earl Howe, wearing his customary cap. Others are doing themselves rather well in the food line, but while some eat and drink, the preparatory work must continue. There are the finishing touches to be applied to the stands and the scoreboards. In the paddock, where the competitors are waiting, we catch a glimpse of Bob Gerrard, one of Britain's leading drivers, discussing with his wife, Joan, plans for the race. Cuthbert Harrison, another fine ERA driver, wonders, it seems, what he should wear. The Alfa Romeo mechanics and team manager are now able to relax and smile, but only temporarily after their labours. One mechanic sends a postcard home, and greatly impressed he is by the mobile post office, which is so handily placed. But now the time draws near for the cars to be on the course. Here is France's only hope in Grand Prix racing, the big 4.5-litre unsupercharged Talbot, so much larger and heavier than the Type 158 Alfa Romeos of 1.5 litres and with two-stage supercharging. On the evidence of past form, the 8-cylinder Alphas are the fastest cars of post-war racing. They are the leading attraction today, and the spectators, they have been streaming in like this, by coach, car, motorcycle, push-bike and on foot, since early morning, to take up their vantage points all round the 2.8 miles course. Press officer Dudley Noble is harassed by all and sundry from the nation's newspapers. I'm sorry, old chap, but there is just not a single track pass left. An early arrival is the chairman of the Guild of Motoring Writers, Basil Cardew, who discusses the race with Earl Howe. For the enormous crowd today, there is a curtain raiser to the race. Brought here for its first public appearance and a demonstration run is the BRM, a car built by a group of enthusiastic firms and individuals who are determined to establish Britain on the Grand Prix racing map. Raymond Mays takes it round the course for all to see. Excitement builds up as the cars leave the paddock for the pits. There goes number 11, Harrison's pre-war ERA, impeccably prepared as usual. There are still last-minute adjustments to be carried out as the cars take up their positions in front of their pits. Number 23 is the British 1.5-litre four-cylinder Alta, built by that great enthusiast Geoffrey Taylor. The driver's nerves are taut, but they hide it well. These last few minutes before they go up to the starting line are the most nerve-wracking of all. Baron de Graffenried can even perform a happy jig for the benefit of Bera, the Siamese prince, who is also driving a Maserati. Then the crowd's attention is suddenly diverted from the activity in the pit area. Their Majesties the King and Queen, accompanied by Princess Margaret and Lord and Lady Mountbatten, have arrived on the course. It is the first time the reigning sovereign has attended a motor race in Great Britain. The drivers are presented to the royal party. The Queen chats with Baron de Graffenried. Princess Margaret asks Bera what his chances are against the all-powerful Italian team. The crowds cheer as the royal party walks back to the royal box, where are waiting the representatives of the national motoring organizations of France, Italy, the Argentine, Belgium, Holland, Norway, Portugal, Sweden, Switzerland, and the United States of America, all here as guests of the Royal Automobile Club. The Royal Standard flies over the course as the drivers return to their cars and officials begin to clear the course. The cars are now being warmed up. Bob Gerard's Old Faithful is the first to break into that full-throated roar which is music to the ears of racing enthusiasts. Baron de Graffenried is all set to go. Buehrer sits in the cockpit and gives final instructions to his mechanics. The cars are lined up alongside the pits. Some of the drivers have still not appeared, but they're in the background not far away. The crowd continues to wait expectantly. These enthusiasts are on the outside of the circuit, packed like sardines, but they're loving every minute of it. There are not many minutes left now, but still there is action in front of the pits. The soft warming-up sparking plugs have to be changed for the special racing type. Hurry up, boys. Yes, here comes Colonel Barnes, the clerk of the course, to warn the drivers that they are required on the starting grid. They have one warming-up lap before reaching there. Colonel Barnes motors on to close the circuit. Here they are, the 21 starters in the 1950 Grand Prix d'Europe, lined up for the start with the 4 Alfa Romeos, the fastest in practice, in the front row. An official warns them of the passing minutes. There it is, 1 minute to go. The cars are started up, the drivers wait tensely for the dropping of the flag, and they're off. It's a good start with the Alfas in the lead and the pack tearing behind. Mechanics and others scramble back to the pits where lap charts and stopwatches are now in operation. Farina gets in front for the first lap in 1 minute 50.6 seconds, a speed of 94.02 miles per hour. He is followed closely by his teammates Fangio and Fagioli, then Reginald Parnell, the Britisher. Then comes Buehrer in the Maserati and Martin in the Talbot. The pace set by the Alfas is a terrific one. There are early retirements, Leslie Johnson's ERA, Martin's Talbot, Tony Rolt's ERA, and less than 5 of the 70 laps completed. On the hangar straight, the Alfas are well over the 100 miles an hour mark. Their acceleration through the corners is highly impressive. The Royal Party is personally conducted around the inside of the circuit by Mr. Wilfred Andrews and officials of the Royal Automobile Club. The party is able to watch the racing from special stands erected at different points. The King and Queen are keenly interested in every corner. They ask questions about the speeds, the technique of the drivers, the type of cars in use, etc. Alfas continue to dominate the race, but now the wily Fagioli has taken the lead from Farina, but by less than half a second. Fangio is third, Parnell fourth, Buehrer fifth, and de Graffenried sixth. The Italian racing colours, that vivid red, are thus in the first 6 places. Behind come the Talbots, driven by Camontou and Rosier, and the ERAs of Gerard and Harrison, the 2 latter having their own private duel. 19 laps covered, and Farina is back in the lead, a second ahead of Fagioli. More cars are in trouble. Louis Chiron and Buehrer in Maseratis have retired, but the Alfas are still lapping steadily at round about 91 miles per hour. David Murray brings his Maserati into the pits and complains about overheating and lack of horses. You're quite right, David, it is hot. Now what's to do? A quick consultation, and the car is found to be too hot to continue. Just another retirement. 36 laps covered, just over half distance. Farina is still in the lead with Fagioli second and Parnell third. Crossley brings in his Alta for refueling. The pressure hose has failed and the car has to be replenished by hand. As a result of this mishap, the operation takes 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Fangio has already stopped for refueling. It occupied only 25 seconds but lost him third place. Parnell stops later, just 30 seconds. Wonderful examples of efficient pit management by the Alfa Romeo organization. The four Alphas continue to draw steadily away from the rest of the field, but the interest of the crowd is maintained. Four Talbots are still running, one driven by Johnny Clay in the Belgian. Gerard and Harrison in the ERAs and David Hampshire and Joe Fry in Maseratis are still there. There comes unfortunate news of de Graffenried, who has been chasing the French Talbots. He has retired with a broken connecting rod. His car is pushed off the course, and the driver, a picture of utter dejection, returns slowly on foot to the pits. The royal party makes a tour of the pits to talk to the backroom boys. An Alpha victory now seems a certainty, but soon excitement is added to the race by an unexpected development. A terrific duel has arisen between Farina and Fangio, now in second place. Signals go out to the Alpha driver. Watches and lap times have been carefully checked. And then out goes the board. Farina, Fangio, Fagioli, Parnell. At 60 laps with less than 30 miles to go, the position remains unchanged, but Farina has only half a second lead over Fangio. Then, with only a few miles to go, you can hear the groan from the crowd as the loudspeakers announce Fangio has retired with a broken oil pipe. And so Farina comes in to receive the checkered flag, the winner at an average speed of 90.95 miles an hour. It's been a great Italian victory with Fagioli second and Parnell third. The French Talbots driven by Caventou and Rossier are fourth and fifth, the ERAs of Gerard and Harrison sixth and seventh. The crowd invades the circuit to pay tribute to the drivers. This memorable scene is recorded for the newsreels by Guild member Paul Wyand. And as the band of the Grenadier Guards plays the Italian national anthem, the drivers are lined up in front of the royal box to receive their awards. It is indeed a great day for Giuseppe Farina, Doctor of Engineering and racing driver, later in the year to be proclaimed the 1950 world champion. Garlanded, proud and happy, he thanks the crowd for its wonderful welcome. I have one great desire, he says, to come to Silverstone again and again.
Farina is off like a bullet, but is quickly overtaken by Fangio in the Alpha, taking with him Villoresi and Ferrari. Farina hits the stairs in the Tabard. Fagioli runs into him. Gonzalez hits head-on, separates the two cars and passes through. Rosier, Monzon, de Graffenried, Trintignant, Harrison, Roland Shell pile up in a lake of petrol. 10 cars are out of the race in lap 1. Chiron, Summer, Ascari, Villoresi and Fangio managed to squeeze through. At mid-race, Fangio takes a lap advance on the few remaining cars led by Ascari, while Villoresi abandons. Fangio wins his first Monaco Grand Prix.
Behind this festive banner, a great speed car drama is about to thrill the customers in a classic event that is as much a part of America as the World Series, Saturday football, and Thanksgiving turkey. Here we are at the world's greatest race course at Indianapolis, Indiana. We are witnessing the intense build-up for the 500-mile automobile race on Memorial Day, and it's still nearly 3 weeks before the thriller will take place. Almost 1,000 men are working with great skill, like the crew here with the two 8-cylinder Novi Mobile Specials. Every owner, every driver, every mechanic is straining to bring his car through the qualifying rounds and into the winner's circle on Memorial Day. They are tuning, adjusting, and rechecking the 66 trim, precision-built cars which are entered. The hoods of these cars hide many secrets which mechanical and scientific genius have devised to produce greater speed, greater endurance, greater performance. In the past, this genius of racing men has given us such innovations as high-test gasoline, better shock absorbers, and shatterproof glass. This is the sign of the Flying Red Horse, the mobile sign. It is brought to the 500 and to every driver of automobiles the latest in scientific discoveries which make for higher quality lubricants and motor fuels. That is why many owners of cars in the 500 have chosen Mobil Oil to lubricate their sensitive, high-powered motors. Outstanding among these is 3-time winner Lou Moore, whose 4 entries in the 500 represent an investment of about $150,000. Rolling out for a trial run is Moore's ace driver Bill Holland, who was champion in 1949. He later qualified at better than 130 miles an hour. Lou Moore himself times the laps, directs his drivers, and oversees every item in preparation for the qualifying runs and the 500 itself. He knows that meticulous care for every detail leads to victories. First of the mobile users to qualify is Jack McGrath in his flashy number 49. Only 33 of the 66 entrants will qualify because that is considered the maximum number that can race the 500 with safety. That means there will be many heartbreaks before the race is run, and this year will produce heartbreaks aplenty. McGrath comes in to qualify with a 10-mile average of 131.868 miles an hour. The qualifying runs proved to be the fastest in the history of the race. The terrific pace is set on the first day when other drivers join McGrath in the 130-mile-an-hour class. Each car does the 4 trial laps alone on the track. Messages written on blackboards keep drivers informed as to their progress, and they press their cars deep into the curves with amazing speed and skill. Here a racer gets the checkered flag to indicate that he has completed his 4 2.5-mile laps. A qualifier comes in. The American Automobile Association supervises the entire proceeding. An official of the AAA checks with the driver to certify his qualification. This qualifier is Johnny Parsons, and when he learns that he has averaged 132.144 miles an hour, he jumps with joy. Qualifying has begun 3 weekends before the race. Many owners hold back when car after car comes in at 130 miles an hour or better. The tension becomes almost unbearable. It's a split second before the 6 p.m. deadline on the first day when rookie Walt Faulkner guns his car onto the track. He gets the green flag, and he roars into his first lap. The 5'4", 120-pound Faulkner burns up his second lap at 136.013 miles an hour, the fastest 4-cylinder qualifying lap ever. Faulkner gets the checkered flag. He's qualified at an average speed of 134.343 miles an hour. Another new track record, and another record for Mobil Oil, which is taking the place of castor oil as a racing car lubricant. The Mobil Oil that goes into these fast racers is the same oil that is bought by any motorist from filling stations like this one throughout the USA. This is certified before the race by the American Automobile Association. The AAA man visits this station and receives the same courteous treatment that American drivers have learned to expect at the sign of the Flying Red Horse, the Mobil sign of service and quality. The oil is sealed and certified for the 500. The last qualifying day has dawned. All 33 places are filled at speeds ranging upward from 129 miles an hour. But 19 drivers still haven't run the 10-mile test. Will some of the 33 be bumped from the starting lineup by some of the 19? The chances are slim. It is raining. For 3.5 hours of precious time, it rains. Inside the garages, mechanics are busy anyway. Wheels and tires spin in alignment tests. Finally, there's a let-up in the rain, and tinkering crews wait hopefully on the wet pavement outside the garages. Drivers are anxious to get out onto the track for warm-up spins, just in case they get a chance to qualify. The waiting and the uncertainty are frustrating. The pit area is drenched, but the faithful are on hand, and the drivers are waiting for the signal to go. One of the Novies already has been eliminated, but the other rolls out to the track. The powerful 8-cylinder racer must get into its qualifying run before 6 p.m. or lose its chance to qualify. We see the track from the officials' booth. The cars are out now, but they haven't been given the go-ahead for the payoff runs. Here, the car speeds are recorded by a magic eye. Let's hear what the timer has to say about the prospects.
Well, we're glad that the last day of qualifications is with us. We've had a little rain this morning. It looks as though the cars running around now would soon dry the track up and we'd be ready to go.
So at last, the track is dry enough. But is there time enough? Anyway, the qualifying runs are on. Speedway President Wilbur Shaw calls for and gets the kind of good sportsmanship for which the 500 is noted. If you can't go fast enough, he says, pull in and give the next fellow a chance. 4 drivers comply. Even so, 8 drivers never take their qualifying run. They are still waiting in the line at the 6 p.m. deadline. Among those left behind is the Novi's last hope, Chet Miller. Only 1 driver has qualified during the last day. He is Johnny McDonald. He bumped Cliff Griffith, who himself had done better than 129 miles an hour. Thus end the qualifying runs, and thus comes saddening frustration for those who are left. It's Monday morning, the day before the race. Mobile trucks are out servicing the tanks that will fill the racers on the morrow. All day, men with vacuum cleaners sweep every inch of the track to pick up cracked brick or glass that might fly into drivers' faces and cause accidents. Drivers and crews gather for last-minute instructions and especially advice. The lead feet, the men heavy on the accelerators, are warned to play it safe and protect lives. They listen closely, for tomorrow is the day they've been building and training for. They are told if a man wants to pass, let him pass if he can. That's the rule of the 500, and the authority is Wilbur Shaw. Let's hear his final words.
And may the best man win, and thank you very much.
It's race day. In the dawn, spectators have ended their all-night vigil and are enacting a modern version of the rush for the Cherokee Strip, rushing for one of the 11 entrances toward a vantage point inside the race oval. More than 10,000 vehicles are parked in less than 90 minutes inside the 433-acre area where 3,000 employees are already busy. There, behind the famous 6-story pagoda for race officials, are the fans who have spent a sleepless night to climax the wait of days, maybe weeks. Their ears are tuned for the roar of motors, which they have traveled hundreds of miles to hear. Their license plates tell the story of their pilgrimage to Indianapolis, the holy of holies of automobile racing.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and
make a statement. Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible if you just believe.
Altogether, upwards of 200,000 persons will be on hand at race time. They'll eat 150,000 hot dogs and drink 21,000 gallons of pop and beer. 69 of their children will be lost and found. The day's program begins. Down the track comes the Purdue University Band. The 33 cars are rolled into race position. It's just half an hour before race time. The cars are all lined up, 11 rows of 3 each. The fastest qualifiers in the first row, the slowest in the last. Drivers wait tensely for the signal to climb aboard. Crews stand by. Others look on anxiously. It's almost time. At exactly 10 minutes to 10 comes the word, "Gentlemen, start your engines." Failure to start the motor means out of the race. Frantic last-minute signals, and it's time to go as balloons fill the sky. The race is on. The racers move off in position behind the pace car. All 33 of them are off. They come into the first turn on the pace lap. The pace lap ends. The yellow flag signals the pace car off the track, and the racers get the green flag. They're on their own. They roar into the first turn on the first race lap. 2.5-mile laps to go in the 500-mile race. Faulkner, who held the pole position, is in front. Maury Rose, a 2-time winner, takes the lead from Faulkner. That's the way they finish the first lap. They go into the back stretch on the second lap, and Rose is still ahead. Lou Moore's ground crew holds up blackboards to tell them their speed as they whiz by. 3 of Moore's Blue Crown specials, with Connors, Bettenhausen, and Holland at the wheels, are grouped together. Holland gets the sign, Parsons leading, and that's his signal to go after Parsons and pass him. He's right on Parsons' tail. What does he see? Number 67 goes into a spin, but driver Bill Schindler controls her and later gets back into the race. After 200 miles in second place, Maury Rose is pulling his blue speedster into the pit for tires and fuel. Pit crew swing into action. Every second counts. What's the matter? Rose's car is on fire. The AAA men watch closely. But an alert fire crew put out the blaze, and Rose is off again. Parsons has fallen behind Bill Holland, and the blue mobile car from Lewsmore Stable is ahead. At 275 miles, it's Holland, Parsons, and Rose at 124.402 miles an hour. But Holland comes in for a pit stop. Time to refuel and change tires. Lewsmore himself changes the tires. Only 4 crew members, including the driver, are allowed to work on the car. It's a tense time. Holland stays in his seat, anxious to get away. Let's watch. Tires are changed at last. A crewman polishes the windshield as Holland moves away just 67 seconds after he stopped. The sky is clouded over. Holland passes Gene Hartley in an effort to make up for lost time. During his pit stop, he fell back to 6th place. He's fighting up towards Parsons, and he's just behind him again. He's after him on the back stretch. A real battle for first place. At 325 miles, the overcast sky becomes ominous. At last, at 338 miles, rain begins to fall, and driving is becoming more perilous. The yellow flag. That means that cars are ordered to hold their position. They must reduce their speed to 90 miles an hour. Will the race be called off? It happened once in 1926 at 400 miles. The cars seem to be loafing now. It rains harder. The red flag. The race has been called at the end of 375 miles. Johnny Parsons rolls into winner's row. Holland had to hold his 2nd place because of the rain, but he has run a great race. 3rd is Maury Rose. 4th is Cecil Green. 5th, Tony Bettenhausen. Number 6 is Lee Wallard. Walt Faulkner is 7th, and George Connor 8th. 6 of the first 8 places held by mobile users, a hard record for anybody to beat. The rain keeps on, so the draggled crowd goes home, wondering how it might have been. But they've seen a wonderful performance in the unfinished 500.
Letzte Vorbereitungen der Mechaniker vor dem Start zum Großen Preis der Schweiz in Bern für Rennwagen der Formel 1. Beiläufig notiert die Kamera 2 Neuigkeiten, den argentinischen Fahrer Fangio und die neue Madame Vira. Beim Start versucht Ascari auf Ferrari vergeblich, die Sperre der Alfa Romeos zu durchbrechen. Fangio hält die Spitze vor Farina, Ascari, Fagioli, Villoresi. Nach 3 Runden hat Ascari Schwierigkeiten mit der Ölleitung. Er wird in der 4. Runde ausscheiden. Giro Caventus Talbot kam ins Schleudern und scheidet aus. Nach der 10. Runde führt Farina vor Fangio. Fagioli streift beinahe Brancas quergestellten Wagen. Martin Talbot wurde aus der Bahn getragen. Der Fahrer ist glücklicherweise nicht lebensgefährlich verletzt. Fangio ist ausgeschieden. Farina und Fagioli führen das Rennen an und werden knapp hintereinander durchs Ziel gehen. Farina gewinnt den Großen Preis der Schweiz mit einem Stundenmittel von fast 150 Kilometern.
En Spa, para el Gran Premio de Bélgica que se disputó sobre uno de los más hermosos circuitos de Europa, Fangio pilotaba un Alfa Romeo número 10. Inmediatamente después de la salida, Farina, en un Alfa número 8, pasaba delante de Fangio, que Sommer seguía en su Talbot número 6. En la segunda vuelta, Juan Manuel pasa a Farina y durante mucho tiempo la colocación no varía. Primero Fangio, segundo Farina, tercero Fagioli, en su alfa número 12. Y Farina, después de rodar a más de 300 por hora en las rectas. En el Gran Premio de Francia, el mayor acontecimiento de la temporada automovilística francesa. 2 días antes de la carrera, comienzan los ensayos en el magnífico circuito de 7 kilómetros de largo y uno tras otro, los camiones de la escudería Alfa vienen a alinearse delante de sus puestos. Y he aquí el maravilloso Alfetta, 1500 centímetros cúbicos de compresor, que Fangio ha llevado tantas veces a la victoria. El bólido rojo que lleva sobre sus costados el trébol de 4 hojas, marca de la suerte y del triunfo. Antes de los ensayos, Juan Manuel y sus compañeros del Alfa, Farina y Fagioli, discuten sobre sus posibilidades de vencer en la prueba. Luego Guidotti, ex campeón y ahora jefe de ensayos del Alfa Romeo, sube en el primer coche para dar una vuelta de circuito antes de confiarlo al piloto responsable. El ensayo es satisfactorio, declara Guidotti. El auto puede confiarse a su piloto. Juan Manuel conversa algunos instantes con él, escucha sus consejos, se cambia una bujía. Todo está listo. Fangio monta en el coche. El arranque suena. Fangio ha salido. Juan Manuel pasa como una flecha frente a las tribunas a 310 por hora. A cada vuelta se cronometra su tiempo, y este es el mejor que se ha registrado en el circuito de Reims. Fangio ha pulverizado el récord de la vuelta que poseía desde 1939 el alemán Lang en Mercedes-Benz, a una media de 184. Nuestro campeón lo ha hecho a 187 por hora. Guidotti se lo anuncia con júbilo. El chueco se asombra. La multitud está entusiasmada y Charles Farou, director de la carrera, viejo veterano de los circuitos europeos, viene a apretar la mano de Fangio y a felicitarle por su hazaña, que no se superará fácilmente. Y después de los grandes coches de la primera fórmula, hay que dar paso a los ensayos de la segunda. Los camiones azules y amarillos del equipo se alinean inmediatamente y los mecánicos están atareados. Juan Manuel no escatima sus esfuerzos y después de sus propios ensayos viene a dar una mano y a vigilar a los del equipo. Allí encuentra a sus amigos y antiguos adversarios de los circuitos de Buenos Aires y del Mar del Plata, Vilo Resi y Alberto Ascari. Amadeo Vignami está ahí también, dando los últimos consejos y los últimos toques al motor de los Maserati y de los Ferrari del equipo, y se da la salida de los ensayos. Roberto Mieres el primero. Cabecita después. Y durante todo el día y la noche que preceden a la gran prueba, en todos los garajes de Reims se trabaja febrilmente. En el garaje del Alfa, todos los coches están demontados algunas horas antes de la carrera, pero no tardarán en estar listos. Finalmente, el día grande ha llegado, y ante más de 150.000 espectadores, se da la salida a los autos 2 litros sin compresor de la Copa de los Pequeños Cilindros. Ya han salido. Fangio sigue con la vista a González, que ha partido en tercer lugar. En cada vuelta, el Maserati azul y oro se acerca cada vez más al Ferrari rojo de Ascari. Fangio confía. El ingeniero Lago, creador de los Talbot, ha apostado por Cabecita. Por desgracia, la mecánica le traiciona. El coche debe detenerse en el puesto del equipo. Todos se precipitan. Vignami se apresura. No hay solución. No podrá partir. El coche es conducido al cementerio. Paciencia, Cabecita. Ganarás otra vez. Y ahora paso a los bólidos del Gran Premio de Francia. He aquí los últimos momentos antes de la salida. El público evacúa poco a poco la pista. Solo los mecánicos quedan al lado de los coches. Luego, nada. 2 segundos. 1. En marcha. En la línea recta de las tribunas, los 3 Alfa están claramente en cabeza. Farina, Fangio, Fagioli. Los 3 FA conducen a toda velocidad. Las vueltas se suceden a más de 170 de media. 7 kilómetros en 2 minutos y algunos segundos. Fagioli, número 4, lleva ya algunas vueltas delante de Fangio, número 6. Etancelin y su Talbot rinden el máximo. Pero el chueco está desencadenado, se pone en cabeza y ya nada le podrá detener. El momento del suministro ha llegado para Fangio. El cine no miente. He aquí el tiempo exacto que han necesitado los mecánicos del Alfa para echar la gasolina y cambiar 2 neumáticos. Fangio parte de nuevo. Conduce ahora sin dificultad. Farina ha tenido que abandonar a consecuencia de incidentes mecánicos. Y ya estamos en la última vuelta. Charles Faroux se rinde. Fangio primero. Fagioli segundo. La multitud se entrega al entusiasmo. El chueco es llevado en triunfo. Después de 3 años de lucha, de esfuerzos y de voluntad, Juan Manuel Fangio ha conquistado para la Argentina el primer lugar en el deporte automovilístico. Y la Argentina te dice, gracias, chueco.
Gary gave the Alpha team their biggest fright for years. He qualified second and took the lead on lap 14, and led till he retired on lap 22. Fangio retired 2 laps later, while Ascari took over Serafini's Ferrari to finish second. Fagioli was third. Farina, however, won the race by more than a minute, and the World Championship by 3 points, with Fangio second and Fagioli third.